All right, thanks for joining us today. We are going to take a quick look at Omega from the House of X set. She is number 65, a super rare. She comes in with 4 keywords: Sentinel, Deity, Future, and Robot. She has 2 traits and 1 special damage power. And these traits are pretty cool. Her first one is, when Omega takes damage, give her an adaptation token for each damage taken. Also, free, remove any number of adaptation tokens. Until your next turn, modify Omega's combat values +1 for each token removed. And that's her combat values, which means all of her combat values, so not like Perplex where you have to pick one. Her second trait is, the first time Omega would be KO'd, instead, turn her to click number 10, remove all adaptation tokens, and heal her 1 click for each token removed. Protected Pulse Wave. We're going to look at her dial and some different ways you can use that second trait, some choices you have on how you want to play her. We'll do that in just a second. Her special defense power is Outwit and Shape Change. Okay, let's take a look at the back of her card. She does come in at 200 points. And for that 200 points, you get Flight, 8 range, 2 target, and 10 clicks of life. Now, just taking a look at her base powers, she is going to be a multitude of different combinations across the dial. So we have Run and Shot Pulse Wave on the top. Then you have Run and Shot Pensai. You have some charge with Precision Strike. You have Flurry, Steel Energy. And then you have Phase In and Pulse Wave again at the end. She has on the defense an 18, starting with Invincible, moving into Impervious, and then another Invincible. Then she moves into Invulnerability, Toughness, and ends with Regen. She has that special defense on her top 3 clicks and her bottom 2 clicks. On the middle there, she has Exploit Weakness. Her damage never drops below a 3, and it's basically equally split on the 4s or a 3. So she'll be hitting hard. Her attack value never drops below a 10, and most of the time it's an 11 or a 12. And her defense starts out solid and gets a little bit squishy at the end with 16. She has both Run and Shot and Charge, so she has multiple move and attack powers. She has a far range and 2 targets. And then she has the Flurry, Steel Energy, which is a great combination. So once you get her in close, she can Steel Energy and get back up onto the stronger clicks. And she has 3 clicks that have that combination. All right, let's take a more detailed look at that dial and how it combines with her trait. So every time she takes a click of damage, she'll be receiving an adaptation token for that. Now, one way you can play this 200 points, it's going to be a little bit of a tough dial for people to get through. She does have the Cosmic Energy team ability, which gives her willpower and the protected outwit. So your opponent is going to have to either deal with getting rid of a team ability or work through all of these reducers in order to get her KO'd. But remember, at the end, instead of being KO'd, you can take off your tokens and heal 1 click for each one removed. So if you just play it straight, just straight down the dial, by the time she gets to the end, so then when you get to the end of the dial, when she hits that KO, instead you put her on click 10. You can remove the tokens, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and get back up here to click number 1. That only triggers once per game, but your opponent then would have to deal with that whole dial and then deal with that whole dial again. And the stats are pretty good, her base stats. So you might not have the need to increase them throughout the game if you want to play it that way. An alternative is you can, depending on the situation, you can bump up those stats. So as she's getting clicked, I like it down here in the Steel Energy and Flurry clicks. If you happen to land on one of those, they're combined on the first two with exploit weakness. So by the time you get down here, you're going to have at least 3 adaptation tokens that you can remove. So if you're on this click, you're tied up with your opponent. You take 3 of those off, it's increasing all of her stats by 3 until your next turn. So that means she'll be doing Flurry with a 13 attack and 6 damage. With both of those attacks, she'll be healing up 2 anyway, and then you'll be on click number 3 when it's your opponent's turn. Your 18 will be boosted up by 3, so you'll be sitting at a 21 for them to try to hit. Okay, those are kind of the clicks I would use them. Or if it's absolutely necessary that you KO somebody and you need those extra damage points to do it. Aside from that, I would play it straight down the dial and then use my additional tokens once I'm going down that dial the second time, knowing that you don't have the safety net of being able to heal again after that. Now that's going to be devastating damage. So if you do bump that up to 6, you're going to be flurrying with a 13. Pretty good shot of hitting most everybody. And that's going to be super good. Of course, 200 points is a big investment, but I see a lot of damage output potential in here. It will be interesting to play test Omega and see how she actually does on the battlefield. All right, for one quick example of how that flurry can work, if you're tied up, let's look over here. So if we have Colossus and Wolverine, and you happen to be on those Steel Energy flurry clicks and exploit clicks, you'll see that they don't have super long dials, but a normal type of combination you might encounter. So if you ran in here, you're tied up with these two, you flurry into them, attack even against Wolverine's combat reflexes of a 20, you're going to need a 7 for a KO. Then you can target Cyclops with the second attack, 13 into an 18, you just need a 5. Omega has the potential to work through tentpole types of teams, but also be able to clear out multiple enemies with the amount of damage she's putting out there. At the ranged level, she has 2 targets and Pulse Wave on the first click to single target, get rid of somebody. If you land on those second clicks, she's going to have penetrating on those clicks also, so Pen Psi. So 2 targets with a little bit of boost. It's a base 4 damage, but you boost that up by removing 1 or 2 adaptation tokens, and now you're hitting for 5 or 6 penetrating damage that you can split among multiple targets. All right, thanks for watching this quick look at Omega. Hope you like it. Give me some ideas of how you want to use her in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.